Everybody, Shane Severson here, Legacy Realty, coming to you on this Tuesday. Wanted to give you this week's Tips Tuesday. A couple weeks ago, I talked about how I come up with my monthly data. Seth and I, we always, every month, we get online, we do all the research of data. I've done this before, but I've had some recent questions on it. So I just wanted to share how I do that. All my data comes from MLS, which is the realtor website that tracks all our sales, all our data. So it is the most accurate data. There are a couple things that I want to point out real quick is that every agent and every website will give you different information on different data, different counties, different properties, different all of that. So mine generally are a little higher than a lot of the other data you'll see, and there's reason for that. So if I share my screen here, I just want to show you what we get into. So if you look here, this is the chart. This is in MLS. It's in an option here. It's called InfoSparks, and that is all the information that gets recorded through RE Colorado. I call it MLS because I'm old. So RE Colorado pulls all of this data for local agents and everybody in town. So the first thing that I want to point out when I go in is there's this entire MLS. So one thing that is very specific that you'll see different data for each person is you can pull different counties, you can pull different areas. So if you look here, I've got all these different counties, all these different areas. You can pull one specific. Some agents will pull 3 or 4 big ones in town. I do all of Metro Denver. So that could be actually a little lower because we can get some of the mountain towns or some of the eastern plain towns. But I just want to keep it as simple as possible, no matter where you live. This applies to you. So I click entire MLS. So that's every house in the Metro Denver area. So that's the first thing. The other thing you can do in this data, if you ever want to know, is you can pull specific price ranges. So I can see what price range on the lower end, what those price ranges are doing. And again, so I can compare like a $250,000 condo, how long it's on the market on average compared to like $1 million or over 600,000. So I just do all price ranges. Again, my data, I try to keep it the same every single month so that it's not changing, and I try to keep it consistent so you see. The other thing that is very, very different for each agent and more data, depending on the website and everything else, you can do all property types. That's condos, townhomes, duplexes, ADUs, that's all of that kind of stuff. I always pull single family home. I just feel like when you get into all property types, it gets too broad, and we could have properties thrown in there that we don't want. So keep in mind, when I'm pulling all single family homes, that number, average price of home, is going to be higher than your average. I'll give you a great example here in just a second. I do all bedrooms. I don't narrow it down by over 4 bedrooms or under 2 bedrooms, all bathrooms, all sizes. Again, you can do bigger homes, you can do years, you can do all that. I just keep it very general. And then what we've got is when we go into some of these specific things, closed price, we have median, or you can pull average. I always pull average. So it's not a right or wrong. It's just however you want to pull the data. So when I'm pulling my market update data, I'm always pulling average. I'm pulling single family homes, and I'm pulling the entire MLS. So that's really where my data comes from, to answer your question. And you can see here, you can pull active listings, pending listings, closed listings. You've got all of this data that you can use, and hopefully that makes sense. So one thing I'll show you real quick is in our closed price. You can also do a monthly, which gets pretty jagged if you pull monthly data. If this does not make sense, you can reach out to me. I don't have the time to go through all of this. I do a 3-month rolling average just to kind of soften those lines a little bit. We could have 1 month because of, let's say, COVID, that just plummets our numbers and it messes up our lines and stuff, and it's hard to track the numbers. So I always do, you can do a 12-month rolling average that just completely closes that, all of those yearly changes. 6 months, you can see we have a little bit of that. Monthly, it gets way too jagged. If I do like a max, you can see it just gets too jagged in there. So I pull a 3-month rolling. I think that's the best. And then you can see the yearly trends. You can see all of that, which you can see in the monthly as well. It just gets a little rough around the edges. So anyway, I hope that helps. I hope that's good data for you. If we come here, last thing I will say, if I do like a 3-year and I do my 3 monthly, that's normally what I do. If you look, our average price on the market for a single family home is $750,000, almost $751. That is the average. Last month it was $711, $765. So we can see here it grew 16.5% last year. So if we go to April of last year, we were at 634, 325. We are now at 750. So keep that number 750 in mind. If we go to all property types, now we're at 683. So you can see the difference. If you're seeing average prices in Denver on websites or on other agents' information, and you're wondering why Shane's information so much higher, that's simply probably because I'm using all MLS and I'm using single family. That's probably the difference. So anyway, I hope that helps. I hope that's great information, and God bless, and we will see you next time.